Fighting out of the blue corner, this mixed martial artist stands 6 feet 1 inches tall and weighing at 164 pounds. 6 MMA contests, 4 victories against 2 defeats. He represents WNY and Victory MMA and hails from Buffalo, New York. Please welcome Sean Superfly Felton.
Make sure to like Caveman's Corner on Facebook and definitely click subscribe right now. You'll keep up to date with MMA news, you can hear our podcast, and see our funny videos. Click subscribe and the bell. Do it now! And we're live for another COVID podcast. You can tell it's COVID season. We got our face masks on. We finally got Sean Superfly Felton. I don't know if you can tell who it is or not. You should be able to tell from the Rams gear, though. All right? So we got Felton in the house. We got my man Ray right here, and Caveman as always.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, what's up?
First of all, before we even get into this podcast, I gotta ask you, how did you become a Rams fan?
Man, I've been playing football since like the age of 5, and I saw these yellow and blue colors on the TV one day. It's been a wrap ever since, man. Fell in love.
It's just the colors?
Yeah, man, fell in love, man.
That's awesome. You're so loyal, too. Like, you go to games, you fly out. That's amazing.
Come on, baby. Me and my Dukes.
That's awesome. And I don't know what Ray is, but I'm a Bills fan for sure.
I'm a Jets fan.
Man.
Could be worse.
It could be worse. So, you're a pretty suave guy, man. What got you into fighting? You're pretty smart. You look good. You speak well. What made you want to fight?
Hey, man, it's been a long journey. Like I said, I started playing football at the age of 5. Played it for about 10 years. Went to college. Played track in college. Also played like baseball and basketball and a little bit of gymnastics growing up. So once my time was over in college with track, man, I've been a fan of the sport since I was about in middle school. So I was like, let me see if my body and my mind can hold up in this sport. You know, this is a pretty crazy sport, and looked up a few local gyms, went to one, and it's been a wrap ever since, man. It's been, it's been a journey. It's been great.
You started with Nick Dodge. Where were you guys at?
Yeah, so I originally started training at Buffalo Training Center with Jason Trzazinski. We called him Babu, and then also Nick Dodge, and then Craig Ostrom and a few other guys.
And then that became Pursue?
It became Team Ascension, and then it became Pursue after that.
Man, a lot of changes. And now you're over at WNY.
Now I'm over at WNY. You want to hear a funny story about that, though?
I sure do.
So I was checking out WNY and BTC at the time, and I checked out WNY first on transit when they're in like Lockport, and I walked in. I was waiting for about like 15 minutes in the lobby, just waiting for someone to come see me, and no one showed up. So I was like, peace. Went to BTC. Somebody was waiting there, and then I signed up then. So that was pretty funny, but look where I'm at now, so it came full circle.
Yeah, that was cool, and we kind of met. We met during fights. This area is too small for us not to know each other if we're both fighting, but we finally got to know each other when you came over from WNY, and we were painting Dub's office, or Kate's office. I forgot which office it is now.
Might have been the bathroom.
Yeah. But
Mickey's office.
Yeah, I gotta say, you're not the best painter in the world, fellas.
I tried, baby. I tried to get my Picasso on, but it was funny because I honestly didn't think you would like me when we first met, just because of I fought your brother. It didn't go too well for him, but
that's because you guys didn't make the same weight. I'm gonna stick with that
a little bit too. The promoter told us different things, but yeah. Yeah, man, but you're a great guy, dude. We clicked, and then now we're more like brothers, so it's cool.
I'm so glad that actually happened, that we got to hang out.
Dude, I was shook for a little bit, bro.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to get busy or something.
And you were like texting, man. I was like, oh man, what kind of guy is this?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I was on my phone a lot that day. I was so nervous. I was like, man, let me just distract myself.
But it was a good time, man. I'm glad that happened, and I'm glad we're teammates.
For sure, man.
I think it goes to show, like, no matter how many times you fight somebody from another gym, sometimes it's not about the gyms, it's about the people, man. We're all trying to do the same thing.
For sure, we all got the same, goal and the same dreams. It just sucks that, someone doesn't, gets a minor setback, at that moment.
Sometimes it's we gotta fight because we're in a small area and we fight each other. But our big goal should be national level anyway, so we shouldn't be like so concerned about each other. We should be trying to get to the highest levels, man.
Very true, very true. That's why I'm glad. Like when I first when I was with BTC, and then when I first started at WNY, we were more fighting each other like locally, and then finally we started fighting like outside talent, and I really liked that a lot, you know.
Yeah, I always like that too. I like that King and Cage came in. Now we're getting
Yes.
some guys from across the border and from out of state, and
Yes.
this is good competition.
I feel like everybody from like New York should just like be teaming up together, and like unless if we have to, then it is what it is. But we should like just be fighting other cities and states and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, I think to get better, you have to be fighting the best talent in the area. I mean, no gym is big enough in our area to have the talent to make yourself better, really.
For sure.
I want to circle back to when you started fighting because I was when we originally tried to get you on this podcast, we were trying to get you and your dad because your dad fights too.
Yeah.
Did you get a lot of interest in fighting from your dad, or how does that work out? I mean, you guys seem so close and you guys train together, and pretty sure you cornered your dad, and he's always there for your fights, and it's a pretty unique situation. I hope someday I can have that with Forrest.
Yeah, man. Papa Sean in the building. I wish he was here, but he's working right now. But he did karate for a long time in his life, Ishan Ryu, and then he tried to get me into it, and honestly, I wasn't interested at all. I was too busy playing football and other stuff, and I was just like, yeah, this isn't for me. And then I don't know, 15 years later, it just like came full circle, and I started training. And then I didn't even tell him I was training. I was training for like a few months at BTC, and then I told him, and then he was shocked, and then he was like, yo, we gotta do this together, man. And then and I just thought he was just talking, and and I was like, yeah, we can do it. And then lo and behold, like 5+ years later, something like that, he started, training a little bit, and then we had a few fights together at Lockport under Lace Up Promotions, Amir Abdallah. And we had a few good. He had like 4 or 5 fights, I believe, and it was great memories, man. No matter what happened, no matter what the outcomes were, it was great memories.
Yeah, can you maybe come forward another inch or two so you get a little bit closer to the mic? Cool, sounds good. I watch you and your dad train. I train with your dad too. I love it. He's such a good person in the gym, man. He reminds me of you, and that you guys had that is awesome. Hopefully someday you and Nate have that too, man. It's good.
That's a good energy between both of them.
Yeah.
Real positive.
Yeah, we are very alike. Even me and my mom, but me and my dad, like, we're definitely a lot alike. And hopefully you and Caveman, or you and yeah, he's big now. You and Bodyguard. I call your son Bodyguard. He's my bodyguard. Hopefully you guys can have that same relationship, and you and your son too, Ray. It's real special, man. I love it. So.
I'm not sure that's gonna happen because he likes you better than me. When he asks who's favorite fighter, it's you and then Alex, and then like Pat, and then me. I'm way down the list.
Your son has some swagger to him, though, man. When I see him hitting the bag and rolling, dude, he's got some swagger.
Yeah, he does, man. So now you're doing a lot of work at Western New York MMA. You want to tell us about that a little bit?
Yeah, so recently, honestly, it's due to COVID, honestly. I was doing a little bit of teaching before COVID hit, and then this past summer, I wasn't working at all. I was off. And then Kate and Dub came up to me and they're like, hey, do you want to work sales for the gym? And I was like, I don't know. And then I was like, well,
just to jump in real quick, for anyone that doesn't know that's listening to this, Dub is the head black belt at the gym and the owner, and Kate is the gym manager.
Yes, sir. 100 G's, baby. That's what I call Dub. But yeah, so they approached me with a job position, and I took a few days to think about it, and then I'm actually glad I did. It's actually worked out really well, actually. Sales are going real well at the gym. I'm teaching a little bit more now, and also getting in a lot of training, so it worked out for both sides.
It's kind of a scary time to teach too right now. Like the gyms are in like a precarious position with COVID going on right now.
Yeah, man, it's crazy all over. Especially being in the gym and stuff like that. But I'm just trying to be as safe as I can, man. I'm always got my mask on, doubled up. Might start wearing a face shield soon.
Double up and a face shield?
Because these knuckleheads don't know how to,
do
what we got to do to get back to how we used to live, man.
Are you doing the noon class, the kickboxing, or?
Yeah, so some days I'm teaching the noon. You thinking about coming through, baby?
Yeah,
hey, let's go, Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's either Corey Webster, who's an OG at the gym. He's been around the game for forever. Or it's myself teaching the noon classes, so you should definitely come through, man.
Oh, yeah.
Great workout.
So how does that work that you're open in the Orange? Can you go through that a little bit?
What was that?
How we're open in the Orange with the sports and rec? I don't want to steal your thunder.
No, I got you. No, you're good. So, No, WNY, the reason why we're still open right now is because we're listed under sports and recreation and not a gym. So that's the main reason why we don't use our gym portion, so we don't, get any confusions to get shut down. So
Chuck and Zone, listen to this.
is he still open?
No.
Oh.
He's a very angry person sometimes. So Ray's trying to start some shit. So don't listen to Ray.
Hey,
Ray's a shit starter.
Instigating, baby. You gotta do what you gotta do. But no, it's some crazy times, man. Like, I mean, I'm happy. I'm working there, and it seems like everyone else. The gym is huge for a lot of people for their mental state. So like when we were shut down from like March or April till July, man, it was real rough. So I mean, I'm being safe, and hopefully everyone else is being safe, and we can hopefully still keep it open for as long as we can, as well as still being safe at the same time. And
it's a really big area too. Like people, when you walk by, you don't really understand how big the Western New York MMA is. I mean, we have totally separate areas for every class.
Yeah, no, it's amazing, man. We're fortunate to have such a big gym. Like I get when I do my sales, everyone who walks in, because the people don't know what the gym is, like inside how it looks, and they're like, "Wow, this gym is huge! Like we didn't know you had all this." And no, WNY is very fortunate. So
you don't happen to know the square footage, do you?
No, I don't.
It's huge. It was big enough that like the offices are bigger than some of the gyms I've trained in my life.
No, I I believe that, man. Even like the kids area up front, man. That's like sometimes that might be your entire gym,
Right, for sure. That's as big as my gym is as Integrity. Like
hey,
that kids area is the size of my entire gym.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's all good though, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes not always about the size. You feel me?
That's what I tell my wife all the time.
Damn.
Nah, I mean, never mind. I seen you in the locker room, homie. You know what I'm saying? You're good.
Oh, jeez. Oh, man. So, what's your future right now in fighting with COVID going on? I mean, obviously, I know your future is to be a champion in one of the major organizations, but what's your immediate plans for the future for fighting?
Man, honestly, man, ever since COVID hit, it's just like one day at a time, man. Like everything can turn in like just one day. And right now, man, I'm still training a lot. I got a few group of guys who I'm training with. The past few weeks, I kind of laid off, just like the last week, just because it got so crazy with the rates going up. So I've been doing a lot of more individual, single, type drills, but still training hard, man. Hopefully I can fight soon. Like even though I'm under contract still with King of the Cage, I'm allowed to fight out of my contract, especially with them not going on right now. So I'm looking for either Bellator or Contender Series or anything, man. I'm not I'm not picky or whatever. I just want to get in there, man. It's been almost a year, and it was funny, man. Last night I was sleeping. I was taking a little nap, and my boy Arius McLeod, from the gym.
Yeah.
That's my brother, man. We talk all the time, and he called me and he's like, "Yo," and I wasn't even aware because I've just been paying attention to the 155ers and some of the 145ers because my weight is it's weird right now, but it's all good.
You take a sucker 70 too.
Man, yeah, it just depends on how big they are, but I really haven't been paying attention to the 170ers. So this is why this wasn't on my radar, but last night he called me when I was sleeping, and I called him right back, and I was like, "What's up, man?" He's like, "Yo, did you check out Bellator's last, blah, 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 blah?" And I was like, "Why, what's up?" And he was like, "There's two guys on that card who just fought, and I think you match up good with them. He's playing like the Don King for me."
Yeah.
And
miss having Don around, not Don King.
Yeah. I miss Don too, man. Don was an OG too, man. I miss having him in the gym, but it was actually Kimbo Slice's son.
Yeah.
And versus Kwam Murray, I think is how you pronounce his name. They both fought at 55 for their last fight in Bellator, and it went to a decision. And I looked up Murray before in the past because I fought some of his past opponents, so I knew what his style is like, and I know what Kimbo Slice's son style is like, and dude, I like both those matchups. So I made a little comment on my Twitter, and I'm trying to get people to blow it up and see if anything happens with that, man, because I like both those matchups. And I think that'd be a huge career move, especially right now with COVID. So we'll see what happens, though, man. One day at a time. So
what's your Twitter handle?
Man, Sean Felton Jr., baby.
So if you're listening right now, go blow that up.
Hold on, I got you. Hold on one second. I've been more active on my Twitter lately.
He's got to double check it now.
Yeah. I'm usually on Instagram and Facebook. And ever since like COVID, man, like I just got away from Facebook, and now I'm on my Twitter a little more. So, yeah, definitely give me a follow on any of my social medias. But yeah, you can just at me at Sean_Superfly_F, and then you'll find me.
Yeah, those underscores are tough.
Yeah, I know.
Like if you type that in, it ain't gonna pop up. That's awesome.
Just look up my name. You'll see me.
Yeah, we'll attach it to the write up when we put this podcast out. That was a lot of uhs in one sentence. I'm sorry. That's terrible. Not very professional.
Me?
No, me. I said like 4 times
Sometimes
in one sentence.
sometimes I say that. I'm trying to get away from saying all the time. You know.
Yeah, that's rough. What about CFFC? Have you thought about them at all? Because they're putting on shows too.
100% CFFC. You know, Big Sal fights for CFFC, and Pat Mix fight for Bellator. I love CFFC and Bellator's cage. Those things are huge, and for my style, man, I love the bigger cage. I'm not like KOTC. I love them, but their cage is so small. They force they force conflict, and my style is more staying long and rangy and picking my shots. So if I can get on CFFC, I put my name in that hat as well. So we'll see, man. I would love to fight on that card. You and I went out to Corner Saw. If you want to get into that, I was a bad teammate that weekend. not for Sal. I was a great teammate for Sal. I think I was a great teammate for Sal. But I
was gonna bring that up at one point during this conversation.
Yeah, I was talking about it recently. I actually feel bad, but yeah, I love you, brother. If you want to bring it up, you can talk about it if you want to.
All right, so me and Felton, we went down to Corner Saw, so it was all the way in Atlantic City, so it was a long haul. So I'm not going to say what Superfly was doing all night, but Superfly was pretty exhausted by the time he came in. He was definitely getting out some testosterone. And so I ended up driving all the way out there, and he slept almost all the way. You were away for about the first hour.
Yeah, I was asleep for probably 95% of that trip.
We got on the road. Then we got there, dude. It was awesome. It was a good time. Saul obviously won, and we got him through. It was a really good time. And it was a nice event, too. They had TVs in the back so you could see what was going on. It was really well set up. And then the whole ride home, Felton was sleeping too. And then he woke up to stop at Wendy's. He said, "We gotta go to Wendy's, man. He just woke up in the middle, right before he jumped on the thruway. So then we went to Wendy's. Then we're driving all the way home. I pull into the parking lot. It's like 4 in the morning. So like we left. We leave 8 in the morning. So
yeah,
it was a super long day. So I knocked on Felton. I was like, "Dude, you gotta drive. I can't drive no more." And he woke up. He's like, "All right, I got it. I'm really tired though, man, but I got it." And he's like, "Oh wait, we're here. We're all the way home."
Yeah, I was still a game even though I was tired. You know, yeah. On the way there to the fights, I really wanted to get a lot of sleep just for solid, so I could be a good corner. But yeah, I owe you one, baby. I owe you big time.
Yeah,
that's bad, man. Driving that long and being lonely, and yeah, man, I was zooted. Yeah, man.
You're just lucky I was totally awake because it wasn't that bad of a drive. I got a good night's sleep. I didn't have to work in the morning that day, so
those energy
it wasn't
drinks.
Too terrible. Yeah, I did drink a lot of energy drinks on that trip.
Yeah, I had to get him a few, man. I felt bad. Got him some of his favorite energy drinks for that, man. I felt terrible, but.
And we didn't even stop to pee because I don't have to wake you up. I had to go for like the last 2 hours. I was like, oh man, I was just gonna go all the way. But that was a good time, man. We have a lot of good adventures together.
Yeah, man. No, it's that's what I love like about these fights too, man. Like when you road trip with someone, like you get to learn, like you get to build like another brotherhood other than just showing up to practice and beating each other up every day. Like I cherish that moment with you, and like even like anyone else who I ride with. Like I know one time Craig and I rode together all the way out to it was like Syracuse or something like that, and like. We just got closer through that, and now Craig Young and I are real close, even though we've been cool for I don't know how long, like 6 years, something like that. But yeah, man, those bonds you form, when you're driving it's nice, man. So, what
do you think COVID's gonna do to like amateur MMA? What's MMA gonna look like in a couple years? Because what are these guys doing to come up in the ranks? This is a whole year off from guys.
Yeah, this is crazy, man. From the pro level, it sucks too, but for the amateurs, I think it's even more terrible. Like, because I haven't fought since September of 2019, and then COVID hit in March, and I was supposed to fight, and that got delayed, and now a few of our amateur fighters were supposed to fight yesterday.
Yeah.
And their fights got nixed because COVID rates went back up, and it's terrible, man. Honestly, like I think it's gonna go back to how it was in like March, April, where it's probably just gonna be pros with no crowds until this stuff gets figured out. And
Yeah, we were like worried about driving down there too. You know,
Yeah,
like
man,
everything's like picking up and like PA's shutting down. I'm like, man, this is gonna get canceled.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
we were talking with each other, but we weren't sure if we should talk to the fighters, and
Yeah.
it was so tough.
yeah, it was. Fighters got to worry about enough anyway, so I think we did the right thing with not putting more pressure and more anxiety on their brains during their camp, but. Yeah, I just had a weird feeling that it was like deja vu all over again. If this was a month earlier or 2 weeks before, man, we would have been good.
Yeah, when we signed the fights, it wasn't bad.
Yeah, and that's what happened with us for KOTC, man. We were, a week earlier, and we would have fought, and we would have been, good. But,
It's terrible, and it sucks for them too. But I mean, I was worried about coming back into New York, like having to like test and or, like even getting a false positive, because then you can't go to work because they're going to do the small swabs on us, the ones that aren't reliable, dude.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I was real nervous about that whole situation, but I still wanted us to be there for the guys if we could,
Yeah.
But it worked out how it worked out, unfortunately.
It was crazy because that Monday before they told us Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever, but that Saturday or Sunday, like Philadelphia shut down.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way there's fights going on.
Yeah,
but
no,
like
no.
then it's fight week, dude, and
Yep.
you're like, what are you gonna tell these guys?
Yeah.
So G-Dot, Dave, and Afro Pat, man, I'm sorry you guys lost your fight. I know that sucks so bad, dude. I've lost some fight, not like lost fights,
Yeah.
but not able to fight, and it's the worst.
Yeah, they were putting in some work for this camp, man. Like, all three of them guys were in great shape. They're ready to go. Considering the circumstances being in COVID and stuff like that, it is what it is, unfortunately. But they're still gonna, train and get back to it whenever they can, so they'll be ready.
Now, for pro fighters came in, can a fight team train?
We're all training now, but we don't really have a fight team like training right now. I mean, we're kind of training with everybody else, and the fight team kind of just goes in the cage area and trains right now. But we don't really have enough guys that are training to make it a fight team.
Yeah.
And then it's so hard with the rules to actually have like a real fight team practice, because you're not supposed to cycle in and out with that many people.
Exactly.
So like we're in pods of 4, so we can't really, like a fight team would be like, you got 16, 18 guys like swapping out. So you can't really do that kind of training right now.
Right.
And I think you're seeing it even at the highest pro levels. I mean, you're seeing like unprecedented amount of guys missing weight right now.
Yes, missing weight, and it's weird. It's crazy, man. Like Perry missed weight, but that might be for other reasons. I don't know, but
There's like 3 at the last UFC, or 2 UFCs ago, not the main pay-per-view one.
yeah, it's probably got to be a lot more difficult with gyms not being open. So you're looking at not having a sauna unless you have a portable sauna and stuff like that, man.
Then like all these places are having, you have to be locked up from like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then you fight Saturday. So your regular weight cut's not gonna happen.
No,
Yeah,
it's totally different, man. It's a totally different ball game now. So, and that's just more. It's more added pressure on the fighter and the coaches too. So.
So if you're listening to this, don't get on these guys for missing weight. I can't even imagine making weight right now. I can't imagine making a cut to 45 or 35 right now.
That's why I'd most likely probably do a catch weight, honestly, just to be safe. Just to be safe. You'd be like, yo, times are different, man. Let's do a catch weight. Forget it,
And then even when you're training, you gotta be scared of who you're training with, because if you catch COVID, even if you're fine, you still can't fight.
Exactly,
so it's
man.
so rough.
My paranoia definitely has gone up even more.
Now, with the gym, do they probably upset people, but do they test people before they?
I mean, we do heat, like temperature checks before you
right.
come in, but we can't. I mean, you
Can't.
can't test everyone that comes in the gym with a COVID test.
I wish we had that much money. No.
Yeah.
I wish it was like we could do it for the fight team, and then like how like the NFL is doing it, and if we had it like that, man,
You have the peace of mind training that person.
Yes, and like training could be so much. We wouldn't be thinking about it all the time now, and we could always like stick to everyone on the fight team. I think that'd be so much better.
Do you know how much that would cost though? Because we have to bubble
so
up.
much
You
money.
couldn't work.
So
you have
much
to
money.
live in one
I
spot
know.
all together.
Yep.
Dude, you kill each other. I couldn't live with all you got. No offense,
So
but
like an Ultimate Fighter, we talked about Doug talked about that years ago, man.
Yeah,
We talked
having
about
a
it-
house?
Yeah, man.
but having a house is different because you can leave and stuff.
Yeah.
But like if you're stuck in there and you can't go out, oh my god, dude, that'd be terrible.
It's
Especially
going
like
crazy.
when you're getting ready for a fight and you're
Yeah.
like, dude, when I'm getting ready for a fight, I don't want to be around nobody.
Especially fight week, man. I don't.
Yeah.
The last day when I have to cut, I don't like talking to nobody.
Yeah.
You know. I tell people close to me, please don't talk to me. If weigh-ins are Friday, please don't call me or nothing like that.
Yeah.
I'm a Grinch, man.
The worst is like people looking for tickets on when you're trying to cut weight on Thursday night.
Terrible.
Dude, I don't even care.
No.
Or how about, do they offer you food?
Listen. I appreciate everybody who buys tickets off me and supports me, but it's like, man, when you wait till like, if weigh-ins are Friday, tickets are usually due by Friday. If you wait till Thursday night, Friday morning to contact me about tickets, man, I'm pissed. Like I appreciate the money and the support and all that, but I'm pissed, dude. I'm cutting weight. I don't want to have to travel all the way to even if it's 5 minutes. I don't have to come to you. Like it's hard enough. Like that's why I tell people if it's like Thursday or Friday, you have to come to me. You have to find me. And wherever I'm at, you're just gonna have to find me. If not, oh well. Like you had like 2 months to get tickets.
Are you Bubba pissed?
Nah, hell no. I'll never be that ignorant.
Yeah, Bubba's a special person.
Hell no.
Motherfucker.
Hell no.
I ain't getting you no tickets.
Hell no. I'll just be like, yo, after I win, maybe buy me, maybe hook me up with something, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe hook me up with something, nothing crazy, something like, $5 worth.
So for anyone listening that thinks we sound selfish right now, the amount of money we make on a ticket is like 10% of what the ticket costs, maybe 20% of what the ticket costs. So we're only making a small amount on each ticket we sell. And for us, like, the goal is to win the fight because we want to make a lot of money just going to the fight. We don't want to have to make money peddling tickets.
Yeah.
So our goal is to win. So we want to cut the weight as easy as possible, relax, make the weigh-ins, and then we have lots of time to refill and feel good. And the ticket guys are Nazis about the tickets. You got to get everything in on time with your money. They don't care about you. All they care about is the money coming in from the ticket. So if you are going to buy a ticket from a fighter, try and do it the week before the fight or 2 weeks out before the fight. I know it's hard to decide when you want to come and when you don't want to come, but these guys fighting, you should see the kind of cut Felton makes. What do you walk around at normally, Felton?
So when I used to walk around at like $178, and I would make either 55 or 60. So it was a lot. It was a lot. It wasn't that, honestly. It wasn't that bad. Like, it's crazy how easy it is for me to cut weight. The only day that is bad when I'm a Grinch is just Friday, the day of the fight, or the day of the weigh-ins, because I usually cut maybe, I don't know, 8 pounds or something like that. Nothing more than 10. I'm always like 160, like 2 or 63 Friday morning, and I have to be 56. It's really easy, man. It takes me like 2 or 3 hours to cut that weight. Maybe usually like about 2, but I'm usually like taking my time after I make the weight, and I'm chilling in the locker room. So usually it takes about 2 hours to make that weight, and it does suck just because I'm a fat boy inside. I like my food, I like my water. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's all good, man. You got to do what you got to do, man. I fought at 170 a few times as an amateur, and those dudes are like gorillas. So, like, I can stand and do my thing with them, and on the ground it just feels like I can't do anything on bottom. So
yeah, so that's a lot of weight for Felton to be cutting, or anybody to be cutting. Most guys do. I actually do more than that the night before. I'm usually cutting like 12, 13.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a lot of weight to cut, and even 8, 9, 10 pounds is a lot to cut. So you don't want to be driving around to make $8, like when you're trying to cut 8, 10, 12, 14 pounds, or if you're Bubba, like 28 pounds.
Crazy.
That's probably why he's so mad all the time.
Yeah.
For my first fight, I cut 17 pounds.
Damn.
The night before the week.
And you worked. Didn't you work too?
Yeah.
You talking about the big boy who looked like he was on steroids?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Caveman?
Was he like a bodybuilder or something? Yeah, you cleaned him.
Yeah. And then that dude kept bleeding on me during it. Like after the interview, he was like standing over, I'm commentating, he's talking, he's like just dripping blood down my sleeve.
You should have sent him the bill for the dry cleaners.
I still have that shirt with the blood stains on. I wear it sometimes still. So what do you do to cut weight? Because me and Eric Eric Herbert, we're talking like, you're so big for 55, and you make the cut so easy. We were sitting in the sauna cutting for the last King of the Cage. We're like, that motherfucking fella, what does he do to cut it so easy?
Like I said, watch out, man. It might be 45. But so I start cutting on Friday or Saturday, depending on what my weight is. On Monday, honestly, man, I'm usually like 170, let's say 5 on Monday. By Wednesday, I try to be like 165. So I'm just, my meals just each day get a little bit smaller. My water, it just depends on what day it is, but my water, I have to get in a certain amount of water each day. And then by...
Do you do the water load, like 3 gallons, 2 gallons?
Yeah, exactly. Man, that's a love-hate relationship. I miss it and I don't miss it, but I definitely miss it because that means, it's almost time for, to get in there and bang. But, and then by like Thursday night, I'm hoping I'm like less than 165. And then when I wake up Friday morning, I'm usually like 163, 162, and then it's just time to put myself, in that mindset of, getting this weight down, and making 156 is real easy for me. One time when I fought in Detroit, I made 54, and that was a crazy fight week for me, man. That was one of my hardest weight cuts, just because like my teammate who was supposed to go with me at the time, he couldn't go at the last minute, so then I was worried about if I could still fight, and I was stressing. And
well, this is a good time to pump up the gym manager.
Man, yeah. And luckily, Kate, she's our gym manager. She had my backs. Like I can't repay her enough for that fight, because I really needed that fight, and that was like 2 years ago, and
that was a long drive. I got a ticket on that trip.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
I had a black guy in the car. That was a problem. We'll talk about that when we get into the BLM stuff.
Yep.
I had Niall in the back seat, so.
Oh, dang. I forgot about that. Yep, I remember now. But Kate, man, I told her, like, this was like on like Wednesday, and weigh-ins are Friday, and I was supposed to leave Friday morning, by, like airplane. And I told her, I'm like, I don't know if I can fight now. Like, my one cornerman's can't make it. Like, life happens. Like, I wasn't mad that he couldn't make it. I was just like, dang, what am I gonna do? And luckily, Kate pulled some strings. She, her herself, you, and dude from Canada. I haven't seen him in so long, so I'm forgetting his name. He has a brother. What's his name?
Was it, which one came down? CJ or?
No. His brother.
I forgot his name.
Yeah, dude. I haven't seen him in so long, dude.
Yeah.
But they, you guys all came. Like Kate came, for the weigh-ins, and you guys all came that day and that next morning, and we still, we did good that day in Michigan. But it was so stressful, man. I was worried about, am I gonna make weight now? I'm gonna have to pull out because it's unfortunate situation, and but luckily it all worked out. She's a boss, and
she wrapped her hands. She did a good job.
Yeah,
she wrapped the other guy's hands in the locker room too.
No, man, I can. Kate, she's awesome, and just to see what she's doing in the gym now too, she's amazing. She when she was out, because she got sick, not COVID related, it was like an autoimmune sickness. When she was out, it was just Harrison and I in the gym, basically running the gym for like 3 months, and when she came back, like I was like, holy crap! Like, now I see why she's the the manager. Like.
Yeah.
Like me and Harrison, we did our job. Like we did good, running the business or whatever. But like when now that she's back, like it just runs so much smoother, and like she's amazing. She does a lot for the gym. I don't know if people understand how much she does for WNYMMA. So we definitely appreciate her.
I'm glad that she was down there for her. I'm glad she got her hands wrapped, because I came from that Fredonia tournament that day. I had to coach the kids, and they came down.
Because Niall competed too, right?
Yeah, Niall competed too, and then we came down, dude, and I was scared we weren't going to make it in time to even get, corner passes and get you wrapped up. So she had you all wrapped up, and we were ready to go, and man, it just worked out so good, and then you shine when it was time to shine.
No, I was so grateful for her and for you, and for
shout out to my wife for driving, brother. Actually.
Yeah. It was man, it was a good weekend, man. It was a lot of fun in Michigan. And I had some family. I have family out in Michigan, so they got to see me fight who haven't seen me fight before. And so it was cool.
Yeah, now they post on my Facebook all the time because I came down, so it was worth the trip just for a couple extra fans. I appreciate it. Get that Felton love.
Hey, you already know, baby. The Superfly girls and gals, man, they're real.
So before we move on to the main topic of the day, I want to just say that fight where you were so beat up in the second round at KOTC.
Yeah, my last fight.
Yeah, and then, dude, I've never seen someone just gut it out and win when they're that tired, that hurt. You just came back and you won that round, dude. I've seen you do that, and I've seen Herbert do that. I've probably seen like 1,000 fights. I've never seen anyone do that in real life, and that really says a lot about your personality. And sometimes you get a little bit overlooked with having Pat Mix around and Saul around, but dude, you're not third tier of those guys in my eyes at all. I just want to say that too.
I appreciate that. Yeah, man, that fight was wild, man. Like the first round, I won the first round, and I wasn't the healthiest going into that fight, and just fight week. If you remember, what happened like Tuesday or Wednesday, but it's all good. And then that second round, I was a little lackadaisical and I got comfortable because I knew I was up around and got caught with like a knee or two, and then that tide just turned so quick, and I just remember like, you know, it wasn't that bad until like I would say like probably like the last 30 seconds where I was like, dude, I was like, when is this round gonna end? Like, because he was laying on some heavy ground and pound for sure. And then I got back to my corner and I was like, damn, that sucked. And I was like, you know, it was real rough, man. I've had one other fight close to that when it was a bad round, but that was at like 170, and like so it was whatever. But I just kept thinking, you know, when I was sitting there, like, because I honestly I wasn't listening to none of what you guys are saying. I was just trying to collect my thoughts, and I just kept thinking like to myself, like, what kind of a man am I? Like, am I gonna sit here and act like I'm hurt, or like act like I can't continue and find a way out, you know, like some people do, or am I gonna gather my you know what and do what I got to do to get this third round and hopefully, you know, get a finish or win the round and hopefully win the decision, or because I knew I was probably down, you know, maybe it was a 10-8 round, and it was at the time, so I just knew, you know, I remember going in the second round. I do remember Dub saying maybe we should take the fight to the ground after the first round, and should have listened to him. Instead, I got too lackadaisical on my feet, and I was just chilling, and I wasn't worried about it striking, and then just got caught, and then
you were chilling too. You just stopped like moving.
Yeah.
Like, you were just like flicking out that jab, like you had the whole fight won.
Yeah, it was weird, man. And then that third round, I just, you know, had to nut up and got, you know, it wasn't the most exciting fight, but I definitely just, you know,
got those takedowns, baby. Like, you were exhausted and hurt.
Yeah, got the round, and then, you know, ended up being a draw, which sucks, and it is what it is. Maybe.
That was the best draw I've ever seen, bro. Like, that, don't be upset about that. You came back from a lot.
I'm more mad at myself for my performance, man. Like, I should have, if I would have listened better in that second round, and I would have got the takedown early, and because he couldn't do nothing on this off of his back. He was throwing up submissions, but he couldn't do nothing, and then
you control him so well. You're good on top,
and I'm not
better than you think.
Yeah, and I'm not even a wrestler, man. But it's all good. Just another learning experience. If I see him again, I see him again. I know we tried to set it up in March. I wasn't trying to make that cut again so fast, so I wanted to get out of catch weight at like 60 or 65, and he wasn't down. So
it doesn't even matter though. Like, it's the same fight.
Yeah.
Like,
what
does it matter what you weigh?
It's whatever. I definitely wanted that rematch, and so did he. But they didn't want to do the weight, and so we moved on. And you know, I still follow him. He's doing all right. He actually fought for CFFC, and he just fought for Bellator. So I'm like, yo, what's good, Bellator? What's up, CFFC?
That'd be a good Bellator fight, bro.
Yeah, man. Like, you know, if
they sell that one good.
Yeah, if it's him or whoever, man. Like, it could be whoever, but you know, just wish him the best of luck in his, you know, his future or whatever. But still following him and all my other, you know, opponents, whether I won or lost, and you know, still follow them and stuff like that. And so
that's crazy because Eric's like, "Can you still fight? Can you still fight?" And you weren't responding to us. That was scary, dude. And we're like, "Oh, what do you think?" And
in the second round?
Yeah.
Like,
let's
I was
go.
I was in my own world, man.
Yeah,
I was
not responding at all.
Yeah, I was just trying to gather my thoughts, man. I was just like, dang, that last like 2.5 minutes, you know, sucked, man. It was, you know, it definitely sucked, but that's what, you know, I was just more happy. Like, I was like thinking about it now, and like even after the fight, like I probably couldn't live with myself if I would have sat on that stool and been like, or sat on the ground and been like, yeah, fight's over. Like, I've seen that so many times. Like, I've seen it from people from our gym or people, you know, who I don't know, and I'm like, I could never go out like that, man.
I mean,
like,
that's the true fighting spirit in you.
Yeah, I can never go out like that.
Give up.
Yeah, like I'd just being embarrassed too, and like I'd regret that till the day I would die. You know what I'm saying? So
it's gonna be hard to fight again if that happens too, because what do you say? Like, you know, when the time gets tough, you might quit, and then that's in your head forever.
Exactly. So. You know, it's not in, you know, it's how my family raised me, and how I just been growing up. Just never quit, man. Just keep going, and you know, so.
So I just wanted to say that you earned my fandom forever from that. I've never really seen someone do that before, besides for Eric.
No, I remember you saying that in the locker room, man. You said about Eric when he fought. You know, I remember that night. It was, you know, so.
Eric was just so exhausted, but you were like hurt and tired, man, and like that's even more impressive.
Yeah.
Eric's just didn't get in shape because he's a fat cop.
Too much donuts there.
Too many donuts. Detective Herbert is.
Detective.
Yeah.
Eric Herbert, we miss you, man.
Yeah, we love you, dog. It's all in love. It's nothing serious.
Hopefully you're being safe. Hopefully you're being good. Wink, wink.
Yeah. New baby looks beautiful, man.
Man, he does.
Awesome.
I love Eric, and I love his wife and his kids, man. They always treated me with love too. So. Shout out to them.
They seem like the perfect like Captain America family. That's why I always call him Captain America. Blonde, beautiful wife, like 2 kids, beautiful dog.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
Right?
All right, let's get into something real serious. Let's talk about Black Lives Matter a little bit.
Let's do it.
You're huge about supporting Black Lives Matter right now, and
where's my my pen that Kate Allen gave me?
Oh shit!
You know, she hooks me up with a lot of stuff, man. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, but my Black Lives Matter pin.
So do you run into a lot of racism yourself?
Honestly, man, like growing up, cause when I was growing up, my mom she used and I can say this now because now it doesn't matter, but I used my grandmother's address a lot growing up. So like me and my mom moved a lot, and so I used my grandmother's address, and they live out in Amherst. So I went to like in a predominantly more Caucasian school, and definitely faced a lot of, not a lot, but definitely had my shares of seeing racism growing up. Even like my mom and my dad, like seeing different things, them getting pulled over and stuff like that. And even in high school, I was called nigger a bunch of times by white people and stuff like that. And when I was at a certain age, I didn't understand it. And then those discussions came with my mom or my dad, and you just at that age you really don't know what's going on. But then
what is that discussion like?
That age, man, it was just weird. Like the first time it happened to me, I remember I was in like second grade or something like that. I was on the bus, and this kid just started. I was actually friends with him, and then we weren't friends, and then one day he just started tweaking and just saying just all this racist stuff, and I didn't know half of the stuff. I didn't know what he was talking about until I heard the N-word, and then I remember just my mom picking me up from my grandma's house, going driving to our real house, and I was just real quiet. And she's like, "What's wrong with you?" And I was just quiet as hell. And then I told her, and she was like, "What?" And then she called the principal, called the school, and we had to have a discussion and all that stuff. But it's wild, man, being out there. Like my grandparents, they're like, especially back then, like they're like the only one of not that many black families out there. So like on their street, it's real crazy. Even like now, man, like racial tension's been really high for like the past, I don't know, like let's say since March, April, since COVID hit. It's been crazy. And like my grandparents, they don't do nothing to nobody, man. They live in their own world. They're chilling, and like they faced like a lot of racial heat, like once a week, not once a week, but a lot. And I've never been. I was there once when it happened, but I was asleep. And all the other times, like they get people driving by honking and saying ignorant stuff and just harassing them, and it's wild, man. My grandparents are old, man. They're just sitting on the porch, just chilling, and they got to deal with crazy stuff, and it's just like, it's wild, man. It's wild. Like they're not doing nothing to nobody. Like it's just crazy. It's just crazy how much hate people have for people. Like they see people who are different shades of color, and they drive by and they just say some ignorant stuff, man. It's not cool. It's not cool at all. Like. When I drive back, I remember I drove past this house in Amherst, and like it had like All Lives Matter and all this stuff on there, and like I saw the person outside, and I didn't say nothing ignorant, like you know what I'm saying? Like I just drove past, man, mind my own business, you know what I'm saying? But
what do you say to people that do say All Lives Matter? Because
I think it's bullshit, honestly. Excuse my language. I mean, like I made a big post back in like I don't know April or May about how I felt about all that. Like
I know that's why I'm asking the question.
Yeah. I mean, like, let's be honest, man. Like, Black lives really don't matter to a lot of people, and like, so how can all lives matter when ours don't? And like, when people of color, like, we get treated, differently than, so we get treated differently. So it's not fair. Like that's why like the whole Colin Kaepernick, why he started doing what he was doing, and people just, they were really just doing it because they were mad that he was black and stuff like that. And that show, it really came out this year when, what was it, the first game of the NFL season? They were like booing, like the moment of like equality,
hands,
and
unity.
And like people are like, yo, I thought this was about the flag and not about race, and it really was about race, and and that dude got blackballed because he was fighting for something, real, and now he doesn't have a job because. He was fighting for, people of color getting mistreated by, police or, civilians who have who are armed and stuff like that. So it's wild. It's wild that people don't really it's 2020 and people don't see this stuff. Like they really just, I get in so many heated debates on my social media because I go hard with like Black Lives Matter and just right versus wrong in general. And like, I'm not ignorant or not. I don't think I'm ignorant, so I don't like try to like curse people out or do nothing crazy. But I just try to like see where they're coming from and have a discussion, but also try to tell them like, dude, like you don't like maybe it's because they don't like see it because they don't go through it and they don't live it. But like, it's just like it's 2020. Like, how can't you see all this crazy stuff going on, man? Like,
yeah,
you know.
So I want to like go back and talk about All Lives Matter now because I hear this a lot.
And for the record, I think kneeling down during the flag is not being disrespectful to the flag.
No, I don't either. When Colin
you
Kaepernick
kneel to people that you respect, like, you know what I mean? Like, I've heard that side of the discussion a lot.
What was his name? There's a military dude who reached out to Colin Kaepernick. I forget his name, but he was like, he even said, like, this was years ago. He even said, like, dude, like, he told Colin, because Colin started like sitting on the bench first or something like that, I think, and he was like, dude, like, don't sit on the bench. Like, I think you can protest in a better way. And he said,
more respectful way. That's why he did it.
Yeah, and that's why he kneels. And he was like, and they had like a good conversation because he wanted to hear like, you know, where Colin was coming from, and like they had a good discussion, and he understood like what he was doing. He's like, yo, this is a great cause. Like, you should kneel. And that's a dude coming from the military and telling him what to do, and then people still had an issue with it. Like,
well, I think they were going to have an issue with whatever he did.
Yeah,
I think that's a much more respectful way.
For sure.
But to circle back to All Lives Matter, I hear that a lot. And I hear that because people feel like they're getting isolated out on the other side.
Okay.
And they say that, you know, I like everybody's lives. Why does it matter what I think? And the same thing with the Blue Lives Matter people, you know, because I actually had this whole conversation with Eric's wife. Yeah. Because, you know, everyone hates the cops right now on both sides. Yeah. So, like, he's like, Eric doesn't do anything. He looks out for everybody. All he does is try and help people, you know what I mean? So, I think we all need to come to an understanding, and we have to understand where Black Lives Matter comes from, too. For sure. You know what I mean? I think we need to all come together instead of, like, just picking sides. Yeah. And I try and educate people when they say that, but I think, you know, the best thing we can do is try and educate everybody.
Yeah, that's what I try to do in my post. I just try to educate people, but, like, some people you're not going to change their mind. And, like, when I hear that Blue Lives Matter stuff, it's just like, I hear what they're saying, but also I'm like, dude, that's a job. Like I know being a cop is dangerous, and I take my hats off to people who are cops. Like, you're putting your life on the line. Like,
but are they blue people?
That's what I'm saying. It's your job. It's not like you're born a
like
cop.
They're being hated against because it is their job.
Yeah, but like if that's the case, then like garbage men lives matter to me, nurses lives matter to me, everyone's lives matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's your job. Like, you signed up to do that. You signed up to do something great. Like, put your life on the line. Like, I do not agree with, you know, that blue lives do matter.
I would love to have you and Eric sit down and talk about this once.
We should do it.
What do you think? You down for this?
100% I'm down.
I would love to hear this. I can't really talk about Blue Lives Matter because I've never been a cop. I don't know how it feels, but I know, like, Eric's gone out of his way to help a lot of people of color, a lot of minorities, a lot of white people.
And for the record, not all cops are bad.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
It only takes one bad one to disrupt the whole thing.
And like what I said, you know, in my post.
Because people hold cops in the highest standards. You know, we supposed to trust them.
Yes.
And some, you know, they do shady shit sometimes.
Yeah.
They do shady shit sometimes.
For sure. But it's just like there are some good cops. Like, I don't know. Like Eric's a good dude, and I hope he's a good cop. Like, I don't know how he is on his job, but like I said in my post, man, like, you could be a great cop all you want to, but if you see some shady stuff that a bad cop is doing and you don't report that or nothing like that, you're just as bad as he is or she is. So it's just like, you're not good. You're just, you know, like.
My thinking with Eric, I think if he sees something bad going on, I think he would say something. I could be wrong, but I think he's a good person.
No, he is a good person.
And I think if he was to see, you know, for the record, if he was to see something going wrong, I think he would say something.
But here's what happens when you're a cop. You don't know what's going on. You come to a situation, a fight's already going on, unless you're the one that was there initially. So you don't really know what happened. Yeah. And it's your job to back up your partner or another law officer, because you don't know.
But like, if you're a cop, right? And then you got somebody handcuffed, and then you see your partner punching him.
You gotta stop that.
You gotta stop that. But like, hey, you don't do that. You know, he's handcuffed. You know, you don't gotta beat him up.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of crazy stuff. I've been in some bad situations with cops, and it's just like sometimes like I've been with, you know, cops who like have treated me good, and then I've been with cops who have treated me like shit and bad. So it's just like I see both sides, and it's just like, you know, like, it's just, you know.
But on my side of the table, I never had to sit down and tell Forrest, like, you gotta be careful when you get pulled over.
Exactly.
Like, see, I understand that side too. Like, I get both sides. I think we need to kind of meet in the middle a little bit.
I see both sides.
Yeah, the one day I forgot my wallet was the one day in my life I needed the most, and it was a shitty night. And that happened because I was black.
I know that story too.
I was in a neighborhood that I shouldn't have been in, or not shouldn't have been. I should be in that neighborhood. I was just hanging out, you know, and some neighbors saw me, and you know, they called me because I was black.
Can you say why right now, or do you want to? Can we say why right now, or do we not want to talk about that? Okay, we won't talk about that. I know the whole story. It was bullshit.
Yeah. Listen,
can I just the all right. No names or nothing. Just what was going on.
I'll tell the story. I got you.
All right.
So
this is bullshit, by the way.
No.
Like, I'm not falling apart, but like that. This happened. This happened for a reason.
So basically, I was out one night, and I was with one of my friends, and we were just walking and talking and chatting, and this guy. It was probably about like 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and we were in Cheektowaga, and this guy was looking out his window and he saw me, and I was like, yo, I told my friend, I'm like, yo, this dude might call the cops and blah, 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 blah. 10 minutes later, I see the cops and we're walking towards the vehicle, and I'm like, yo, if we get in this vehicle, they're gonna light it up. I was like, don't get in the vehicle, but she wanted to, and I was like, all right. And the next thing you know, they're pulling up. I didn't have my wallet on me that night because I hurried up and got out the house. I wasn't paying attention. I always have my ID on me. That's just being, you know, person of color, man. It just sucks, man. You gotta have your wallet on you when you leave the house. Like, you never know what's gonna happen. Like, that's just, you know, how, you know, what my parents taught me, and crazy stuff that goes on in the world. And that night I didn't have it on me, and they pulled us over. I didn't have my wallet on me. I gave them my name. They said, yeah, you're not ringing up. So they detained me and all that stuff. And they weren't being nice when I was being detained, and they were talking to me kind of reckless. And when they searched me and all that stuff, and I told them I wasn't being funny. I'm like, dude, and that night I was being, you know, nice and stuff like that. And I kind of wish I could go back in that situation and handle it differently, because I wouldn't have said anything. I just would have, like, I was being way too nice, and they were being ignorant, and they were just taking advantage of the situation, you know, I think. And
I think it's always better to be nice, bro. Like, because no matter what, you're not going to win the situation. If something happens, then it's going to look bad on you because you're a fighter.
Yeah, and I told them, I'm like, yo, I don't have my ID with me, but I'm not even trying to be funny, but I was like, you can look me up right now and you can see my name, and they weren't having it. And then, like, finally, like, on, like, the third try, they're like, oh, yeah, your name came. This was, like, 20 minutes later. They're like, oh, yeah, your name came back, and they're just looking for something to haul me in. They're digging hard, bro. Yeah. Digging hard, and, like...
It's because of the company you were keeping, and this
man,
is not
yeah,
I
was because I was the girl who I was with right now, you know, she was, you know, Caucasian, so they didn't like that either. That guy who saw me, you know...
That's the real problem.
Yeah, and that's what it was at the time, man, and it was, you know...
That's what I was trying to get just from the beginning. Like, white girl, black guy.
Yeah, man. That's what the guy saw. He didn't like it, and then, you know, the cops, they probably didn't like it either, and they let, you know, she was crying and all that stuff, and she was like, I feel so terrible for you, and I was just ready to go home, man. I was like, you know, like, luckily nothing crazy happened.
If you don't want to answer this, but did they tell you why they come?
Yeah, so they said because we were walking over a bridge, and they're like, yeah, we got kids who throw rocks over and hit cars and stuff. I'm like, dude, how old do you think I am? I'm like, what am I gonna be throwing rocks at a car for, bro? I'm like 26, 28, 20, like I was like 26 to 28. I was like,
oh, so they messing with you, so they just making any excuse.
Yeah, and then they were just searching, bro, and I was just like, dude, like, I'm 28, I'm throwing rocks at cars, like, stop it, bro, like, no. They were just searching, they were digging, they were hoping I probably had a warrant or something or anything just to haul me in, dude. And
just
I was
talk
just like,
back, dude, and then I can just take you in.
Exactly. So, yeah, and that was just one of, you know, however many instances I seen my family and myself go through. Like my mom being a nurse, dude, got her out of so many tickets and got her out of so many crazy situations, because I saw at a young age, man, like my mom get pulled over and they wanted to give her a ticket or haul her in, and she'd be like, I'm a nurse, and they'd be like, well, I don't want to arrest you or give you a ticket, and then you have to save my life one day. And that was the only reason. But if she wasn't a nurse, she would have did what you had to do. So,
I used my white privilege a couple of times. I got pulled over for a 95 and a 30, and I didn't get a ticket.
Nuts.
And I got pulled over by a lady cop before, and I had like swords in my back seat and like sticks and all kinds of stuff. Yeah. And they just wrote me a ticket from a registration, even though I was speeding.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong. Like I don't hate cops or don't like cops. Like I admire like
I'm just saying, can you imagine if that was you in
Yeah.
either one of those situations?
Yeah.
It would not be the same thing.
Yeah, I admire cops who like can truthfully like treat everyone the same way, especially being that risky of a job. Like, yeah, I admire that, but like dirty cops and corrupt cops, like, no, I can't. Nah,
I just
no way.
hate cops that
Well, when you sell
anybody
coke
that.
out of your trunk, bro, I mean, they're out for you.
What do you
They
say?
don't, but I just
I saw when you're selling coke out of your trunk, they're out for you.
no, but people that call the cops on somebody because they see another race, and they calling the cops, they should get in trouble for that.
Yeah.
You should look out for my neighborhood. I got Puerto Rican and a black guy in my
Yeah, I
house
seen that
today.
lady.
I saw your neighbor. I saw your neighbor looking out his window when I pulled up.
I got some stories about my neighbors. I'm not sure I want to put on this podcast right
I
now.
was playing Tupac, and the
But,
lady across the street was looking at me.
Ray gets me in trouble a little bit sometimes in this neighborhood that I live in here.
And she had the Karen hairstyle too.
Hey, no, we're joking about it, but this is real. Like,
I'm
Yeah.
not really joking
It's-
about my
it's-
neighborhood.
it's-
I'll tell you off the air. I can't.
Yeah.
Listen.
No. Like my dad's told me stories. Like when he used to drive out to go visit my mom because they lived in Amherst. Like he used to get pulled over all the time just because what he looked like, and like I've been surrounded. Like when I used to drive in and out of going in and out of Williamsville and Amherst, dude. There was one time I got pulled over by like 4 different cops, dude, just because they said it was my tints, and I'm like, what? I'm like, my tints are legal, bro. Like.
I believe that
Crazy.
because somebody who's a former cop at Amherst told me one time that they seen a black guy walking down the street, and then the captain, whatever, was like, stop him. And they were like, for what? He ain't doing nothing wrong. He's in the wrong neighborhood. Stop him.
Yeah.
And the cop told me this.
And it's not just like I'm not like just going after like white cops, man. It's like it's all cops, like even black cops or
I gotta say,
cops of color, like they still do this same stuff. So it's just like, and I'm talking about like the bad cops. So like,
Yeah.
it's not just like, oh, I'm just talking about white cops and stuff like that. It's just like I don't, not brainwashed, but it's just like that mentality. Like that's how they get trained. Like
And
The
I'm
most
not
racist-
going to front too. When I was living in Brooklyn, I had a lot of trouble with Hispanic cops, man.
I was just about to say the
damn.
most racist. I did an intern with the Niagara Falls Police Department, and the most racist cop I worked with was a black guy,
yeah.
and he hated black people. for
No,
some
it's
reason.
weird, dude. It
It was really weird.
Yeah, I ran into dude. It's crazy, man. Some people when they put on that badge, like it turns them like into evil. Like
Does it turn them into evil, or are they
I-
evil
I-
and they
I-
made through
I
the
just-
process?
I think
you know?
both. I think both.
I
like,
think when they was in the high school, they, I don't know, there's no, I don't know, something happened with them where they need a badge, and
You're a pro at this, bro. You should know how to talk in the mic. Go ahead.
I don't know, it's like you said, this isn't in their heads. It gets to their heads. They want to be in control. They want, the only way they could dominate somebody.
and I'll put this out there too. Like a lot of people don't know this, but like back in I went to school for criminal justice and all that stuff, and I wanted to be a cop and whatnot, and all that stuff, and like I want
I
to be
failed
like
a psych test.
a good. I want to be a. Did you? I'm not surprised. No, I'm joking. I'm not joking. But and like the time and like I've been chasing my dreams, and then like I just didn't want to pursue that that route, and then I was seeing a lot of signs like 2 years ago, so I took the police exam and I passed and all that stuff, and I just I don't know if it was because COVID hit or whatever, but like I was waiting for them to call me back and all that stuff, but like honestly the times are so crazy right now because I wanted to be a good cop and all that stuff and make change, but like honestly right now, man, like I'm good. Like all this crazy stuff that's going on, like I don't want to be in that environment right now. Like I'm good. I'm so good. But
So sitting around talking about it and complaining doesn't really change anything. What do you think we need to do to change stuff?
we just, man, we gotta. It's a lot of different things, man. Hopefully with the we just gotta hold people more accountable, and hopefully with our new president and the new vice president, hopefully they start doing all the stuff that they were saying they're gonna do, and we just gotta hold them accountable, and hopefully just start. I don't know, man. It's tough, man. It's just like I feel like we're back in like the '60s and all this. What's going on? Like the same stuff is still going on, man. Like I just drove past today this morning. It was like a Trump protest or something like that, or about like COVID, like people who don't agree. It was right on Delavan and
Yeah, they went all the way up to Polenkar's house.
Yeah,
it was, all business owners.
Yeah.
They were protesting a shutdown.
yeah, man. And I was just like, I drove past it and I was just like, like you have a right to do that, so that's good. You're not hurting nobody or whatever. But I was just like, I didn't, you know.
So, do you think that the police are really prejudiced, or do you think the people making the laws are what's really prejudiced? Because I've always thought that the laws are pretty, they're aimed to go after minority groups. They're not,
I think it's both.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and the
it
police are
definitely
forced to enforce it, and then it makes it us against them mentality.
You
and
could
the
have
police too.
You could have a person of color versus like, you know, Caucasian person. They can do the same crime, and then the person of color gets like life in prison, and then
get more time. For sure.
And then like the Caucasian person gets like
same thing about the laws. There's like redlining. Then you know, like the war on drugs has been mostly a war on marijuana. We don't go after like you know, typically white people drugs like cocaine and heroin. You know, the enforcement's about, you know, like crack and marijuana. And then you got people in jail doing like 40 years for selling weed. You know?
Bad. And then you got freaking child molesters walking the street.
Right.
Crazy stuff, dude. Crazy stuff.
And then you see the same neighborhoods have been in strife for like 60, 70 years. That has nothing to do with policing. That's the money going back into the area. So I think we need to get more people involved in politics that can actually change stuff.
For sure. It's sad because I hear people like in my family who are like, let's say my grandfather, he's like, dude, like the stuff that's going on right now is what I went through when I was younger. And like it's sad. Like it's just sad, man. He talks about like marching with King and all that stuff. And like, he's like the same stuff that you guys are going through right now, I went through, and like he's like, you guys, it's 2020, we shouldn't be doing this. Like, it's terrible, man. It's terrible. It's still going on, man.
I'm bringing it up to you because, you know, we're gonna be looking for young leaders in the Western New York area, and you're young, you got charisma, you can change stuff.
Yeah, man.
We might think you want to be the next Eric Herbert and start changing things from the inside out, bro. Like run for office.
That's why, like, I don't know, like
you and Saul, man.
Yeah, like that's why I've been like before, man. I never really used to post about all this stuff, and like I've been like I haven't said in that video like back in April, like I really don't like post about all this stuff, but like it's time, man. Like people like, and that's why I go heavy, even not just about race, like about COVID and just important topics that are going on in this world, like, you know.
I'm going to ask you something that you might not want to answer, and if you don't want to, that's fine, but have you run into racism in the gym?
In the gym? Not in the gym. I've seen people with, like, wearing different things, like, wearing different hats, or, like make America Great Again, or whatever, like, I've seen certain...
Do you think that's racist? Does that necessarily come... I want to argue with you about
I don't know if
this,
it's...
actually.
I think that dude is ignorant as hell, so...
I think that you can... support the Republican Party and not support Trump. You can support some of his policies and still think he's an asshole. You know what I mean? Because the other side is you don't want borders, and like there's a real strong divide in politics right now. So I think that just saying that someone like Trump makes them a racist isn't actually true. And I gotta say, I voted for myself, of course.
No, I saw that.
But
I saw that.
If I was gonna vote, I wouldn't have been able to vote for Biden because I don't want open borders. I don't want people to be able to come here for free.
I just couldn't vote for Trump, dude, just because of all the stuff that he says that comes out of his mouth, dude, and how ignorant he is. And
when he didn't go against the Proud Boys, in that interview, dude, that was about the worst thing that he could do.
That was the biggest mistake he did. That's when he lost the election. If he would have said, you know, white supremacists.
Stand
it's a
down,
disgrace,
go away,
or it's not good for this country. But you saying, you know, he didn't say that. He denied
them.
So
it's a big block of his supporters.
It is.
But there is a big block of his supporters that are racist. But not everyone that supports him is racist.
No, for sure.
I mean, there's definitely
No, you're right about that. But it's just like that dude just spills like hate, and like it's scary. Like when like you see all these videos and stuff, and they're wearing like his stuff, and then he'll be like, "All lives matter," and like Donald Trump this, like they just. And they're just saying all this hateful, ignorant stuff, dude. I can't. No way. I wasn't built like that and raised like that. So I can't, man.
I always thought that the really dumb people are the ones that are out there like supporting their candidates outside in the cold and shit. Yeah. And like, so they're always going to be the worst of both sides. And the people that stay home and think about it are the guys that really know what's going on and the people you're most likely to run into. Yeah. And I just don't want you to be hating on some people from the gym just because they got a hat. I mean, we went through this the first time Donald Trump was elected. Yeah. When Val was so butthurt about Eric supporting Republicans at the time. And,
no, I keep an open mind, but like...
You know, then you run into people that are racist sometimes. You know, I don't want to say names like Scott Skinner, but like Scott Skinner.
Shoot! No! I got you. You did this on purpose. I forgot about Scott. So like, no. So I haven't ran across anyone like who I thought was like racist in the gym, I'll be honest with you, at WNY. I mean, maybe, you know, I had my thoughts and stuff like that, but like, me and Scott were cool, man. We were tight and stuff like that, and he had my back, you know, and I had his back. And then I saw him post something on someone's Facebook one day, and he didn't even know the person. And I just don't like ignorant people, man. He wasn't, you know, I don't remember if he was being racist. I just think he was being ignorant, and he was calling her, like, he's calling this female, you know, the B word, and just being real ignorant. I said, Scott, I said, yo, chill, dude. Like, you don't even know this girl. Like, why are you coming at her like this? Like, chill. And then he started coming at me crazy for no reason, saying F you, F it, like, and I was just like, dude, I was like, don't ever talk to me again, bro. And if I ever see you, dude, don't ever talk to me. And if you do talk to me, dude, it's probably not going to be good. And I'm not even that type of dude to do something like, you know, like, unless I'm defending myself. But that dude, like, is so ignorant. And, like, I think he blocked me, or maybe I deleted him, or I don't even know. But he's just, like, it's just sad, man. Like, I really like Scott a lot. And then, like, I just so many negative things about him that I, like, it just sucks, man. Like,
it's weird because I always saw Scott like a cool dude.
Dude, he was cool, dude.
And then with this political thing going on, he just started posting stuff.
I feel like he's one of those, like, those people who's like, I got a black friend, so I'm not racist or something like that. And then, like, he just, I don't know, man.
Oh, man, I've been using that for like 10 years, so dude, I hope you don't think that's not okay.
No, dude, he's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do that, like, stop. Like, but, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but, you know, it is what it, you know, it's whatever. But, like, you know, if I see him, and if, you know, it is what it is, man. Like, you know.
Yeah, political things could turn people ugly, man. With
it sucks.
Ideas and,
let me read you this quote. I saw that. I thought it was hilarious about, let me find it. It was funny, man. It's about the holidays and politics. What did it say?
Hopefully from Mr. Jiu-Jitsu.
It says... Phone's being mad slow right now.
Oh boy!
I think I need an iPhone.
I got 13 days left in Facebook jail.
Ray's still in Facebook jail. Sorry, Caveman's Corner
serious?
website. Yeah, Ray always like talks some shit, so he always gets in trouble.
Some dude called me a dick, and I called him a pussy, and then they said I was being a bully.
It says, be sure to bring up politics at Thanksgiving dinner. It's going to save you money on Christmas gifts. Follow me for more holiday tips.
Michael Minhas post that?
I don't
Mr.
know.
Jiu-Jitsu?
I don't know who did.
Yeah,
I
Mr.
was dying.
Definitely posted
I
that.
was dying, bro. I was dying. I'm like, that's true. So,
I gotta say, like growing up, my family kind of had like a more racist overtone to them. I just think it's the times too, like, and then I think it's gonna be a generational thing too.
No, like, I agree with that, man. Like
I think the next generation, pretty soon we're all gonna be like a shade of brown anyway.
Yeah.
Like everyone's gonna be interracially mated, even you, maybe someday.
No, man, like people's parents, man, they grew up at different times, so
Yeah.
it's just like that. Like, for instance, man, like, I don't know if I should tell that story, but I feel like I won't say names. So like,
Come on, I teed you up for Scott Skinner.
No, I know. I know. So like one of my ex-girlfriends, man, her parents weren't they didn't believe in interracial, you know, relationships and stuff like that, and it's because they were so much older, man. Like, you know, she was Italian, and that's just how they grew up back, you know, back in the day, and they don't believe in, you know, blacks with whites, or like blacks with, like, you know, Italians or Hispanics, anything like that. They just stick with your own people. And I never met her parents, dude, and I was with her for like 3 years, dude, and I've seen them like maybe once or twice, but you know, that was because something, you know, bad happened in on their family's life, and I was just, you know, paying my respects. But like, I never met them or had a conversation with either, you know, one of her parents, man, and it was just like, that's just how they were, you know. She wasn't like that, you know. She was, you know, obviously, you know, but it just sucks, man. Like, you know, those are the times people lived in back then, and you know.
That's kind of where I come from too. My uncle married an Asian lady. He was stationed overseas, and he married an Asian lady, and obviously I married an Asian lady.
Yeah.
So you know, our family's kind of against that at the times too.
Yeah.
And you know, I run into that too. Like, it's just even different races, and I run into problems.
You can end up messing your own family up, dude, because you know, because you think differently than them, and you think, you know, you think right, you know.
My family is not like that. We all come in different colors in my family.
Yeah. But I mean, like, it's just stuff you run into, and I run into a lot of stuff now, especially with COVID, with Karis. And we, you know, when we first lived in Buffalo, we were in Lovejoy. Yeah. So like, you know,
Lovejoy.
Those old ladies hate Asian people, you know, because of Vietnam. So like, is it?
They hate everybody in Lovejoy,
except for Ray. Everyone likes Ray because he comes with cocaine.
Oh, that's true. But then when I leave, that's big. Not Mexican.
We're a little raw here. Sorry,
Hey,
Felton.
hey,
I didn't mean to
we're-
bring you down.
Yo, we're keeping it a buck. Yo, I love it, man. Definitely want to come back. Yo, this is fun. This is fun. We're talking about some real stuff, and we're having fun with it, so.
Yeah, we're joking a lot about this, but this is really serious stuff, and I'm
Yeah, for
serious
sure.
about you, like maybe going into politics and trying to change things, man. Like you're young and you speak well enough that you can actually make changes, dude. People follow you, people listen to you, people respect you.
Yeah. You never know. Never say never.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
You
Yeah.
win a couple world titles, bro. People be
Never-
following you. It'd be
never-
easy to
never-
get elected
Never
too.
say never, you know?
Yeah.
For sure, man. We'll see, man. One day at a time. It's crazy, man. Like, especially with COVID, man. Like, I never thought I'd be. If you would have asked me 6 months ago, like, working in the gym, I'd be like, yeah, like,
Can
I
you
never.
just get a
Oh
little-
yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you never know what life's gonna throw at you, especially with COVID and stuff like that. So it's just one day at a time, and never say never, man. You know.
I like it. I have one more question about Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
What do you think about people that support your cause but don't support the Black Lives Matter organization?
That's fine.
Because I know
Yeah.
a lot of people like that.
Yeah, for sure. And even people when we're saying Black Lives Matter, we're saying, you know, like my life, my Black Life matters, you know.
Right. I just
We're
want to
not-
make that very clear.
Yeah,
I know
no,
how
no,
you
no,
feel,
yeah,
but
yeah.
for people
No,
listening,
that's fine because that organization definitely, you know, is suspect and whatnot. So, but that's not where, you know, what we're, like when I go to like, you know, Black Lives Matter protests and stuff like that, like that's not what we're about. Like their messages, like the one that I went to in the summertime, like we were going for like I got there late because I was working, but I was out there for at least like 3 hours with Mickey Gaskin, and like
I'm sorry.
he was there for support, man. He was
Yeah.
like, bro, I'm not gonna let you go alone by yourself. And
Oh,
I was
that's
like,
what's up.
I know he
That's
was
what's up.
he was a real one, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And it did get kind of shady there. Like boys were pulling out knives, and there was this one car who like they might have had a gun or something like that, and they're being shady, but like the messages that they were saying during, you know, while we were walking up and down Hurdle and all that, it was real stuff, and it was like it wasn't like they were just, you know, talking crap and it was all, you know, BS. Like they were talking about real stuff, and like that's what I loved, and that's why I went there. Like I wanted to support that and, you know, support everything that they, you know, are putting out there because it was real.
I know I have a lot of friends that are on the right side of the aisle that support black people, but not Black Lives Matter. And I want you to know that group exists too. So when people are trash on Black Lives Matter, sometimes maybe you just have to step back a second and see if they really hate the organization or what it stands for. You know what I mean? What it stands for is an awesome thing, and some people can't get with the organization.
For sure.
And I've run into that a lot, and I had a lot of talks with a lot of people. You know, 'cause
Yeah,
what
no,
people
me
talk to
too.
me like real honest like
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
and you know.
I have noticed that, like, man, like I didn't notice how strong it was, but like white people have came out like strong for like not all, like all of them, but like a lot.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know how down they were. Like even like when I was at the protest, like there were so many people who were like, you know, not black people, just, you know, like all white people.
Yeah.
And even like when we were walking by businesses, like they were clapping and stuff, and I just was like, I was like taken back, like wow, like they were like I thought it was gonna be worse. Like I thought people were gonna be throwing stuff and like calling us all different types of whatnot. Maybe if we're in a different neighborhood, that would have happened, but it just made me really happy. And like even like with Biden winning, like I know both candidates are like they're not the best people and all that stuff, but like we just needed to get that evil out of there, and like it just felt like we just like beat racism just like a little bit by him. And you know,
Yeah, I
him
think
winning.
in that,
It was,
I think that's a big reason why Trump lost too.
Yeah, man,
I think
like-
if it's anyone but Trump, I don't think Biden wins that
yeah,
election.
man.
I think he messed up when he didn't announce white supremacy.
Yeah.
I do too.
That was like, and I'm like, dude, that was sketchy when he did that.
When he said "stand by," dude, that's like
that scared the hell out of me.
inciting violence.
That's, dude, I feared for my grandparents, dude, when he was like, because like I told you, my grandparents have been getting heat, and I'm like, all it takes is one stupid dude to roll up on their driveway and throw something or
Right.
do something ignorant, and then it's, you know, so.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch all that stuff, and I definitely want to try and get you and Eric together, and we can sit down and have a talk, like
For
all
sure.
three of us. I think that would be amazing,
Yeah, we can.
and I
That'd
think he
be
might
good.
be really interested in doing
Yeah.
that as well.
For sure, we can do it. I'm game for having a good, you know, talk and.
Or he'll be like, "I'm a detective now. I don't want nothing to do with you anymore, kid. Man. Leave me alone."
I know, right?
I'm gonna
talk
check.
to him.
I'm gonna check if we got a warrant.
is he acting bougie?
No, I haven't really talked to him. I just you know, sent him over every congratulations about the kid. Just had
Yeah.
1 year birthday, and
Yeah, no, he said happy birthday to me, but I really haven't talked to him.
yeah,
You know,
it's tough with him out of the gym. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Things are different now.
Yeah.
He out the gym.
Oh,
No comment.
Oh, okay. Damn.
Damn. No comment.
That's the first time I said this on a show ever.
Yeah.
He goes to lead it up.
We know what that means. It's a wrap.
Oh, man. All right, anything you want to plug while you're here, Felton?
I appreciate you guys for having me on, man. Hopefully I was a good guest, and you
Dude, you're
guys
amazing
are awesome.
guest.
But I would love to come back, and hopefully talk to Herbert and talk about other things and whatever, man, and maybe get Papa Sean on here. He works overnight, so it's hard for him and stuff like that. But he would geek out, dude.
I would do anything to get you and Papa Sean here together.
He'd geek out.
Yeah, I'll get another mic.
Work out a time.
Yeah, I'll work out. We can work out a time. Doesn't gotta be late at night.
Yeah.
This is just the best time for me and Ray too. Like, we'll make a time that works for you guys.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Even if I gotta take off from work.
Yeah.
But this time it better happen. Ray made me take off from work twice to get Ken Shamrock, and he stiffed me both times. So fuck Ken Shamrock.
Shamrock stiffed you?
Yeah, twice. Because of Ray.
Was he supposed to come here? Or
no, just over the phone.
Oh dang. Ken Shamrock is bougie.
Yeah, when he was going to push that bare knuckle fighting.
Yeah.
Dang. Yeah, that's why I went broke, because we didn't get behind it.
Next week we're getting a Hollywood star.
Maybe.
We gonna get him.
Yeah.
We will get him.
Well, we appreciate having you on.
No,
thank you for everything,
y'all,
man.
baby. It was fun. It was great,
This
man.
is the first show we've done with Mass.
How long was this, man? This is
an hour and 15 minutes.
What? It didn't feel like if I was here for 15 minutes.
I go by when you having a good time.
What?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
If there wasn't video, I'd keep you for a little bit longer, but I got to edit all this. And you're so handsome, like I don't want to cut you out.
No, you're good.
All right, man. Thank you very much. At Caveman's Corner.
Thank you.
What was your all your social media plugs?
I got you. So Instagram is Superfly716. Twitter is Sean _ what is it? Hold on, let me look again. Dude, I gotta get used to it.
Yeah.
At Sean _Superfly _F, or just plug in my name, Sean M. Felton Jr. My Facebook's the same thing. Snapchat. Man, follow me on Snapchat too. Let's go. But
maybe don't do that.
I'm really trying to, like Bellator, like let's go. Like I like those two matchups, or whoever it is. It doesn't matter when, man. Let's just do it, man. I'm trying.
UFC. Ain't no right. Come on.
Let's go CFFC. I'm just trying to, show the new version of myself, man, and start lighting these boys up again, man.
You've come so far, man. I remember when you couldn't wrestle at all. Now no one can take you down.
And Caveman, we talked about this before. All the time about Sean.
Sean Superfly. Snapchat, Sean Superfly.
Make sure you guys check out all Sean's social media. You still selling those t-shirts?
Not yet, but we'll be back on it. I'm going to get some new designs and stuff like that.
All my kids' class always loves your t-shirts. Sean's a big hit with the kids' class. We got to get you back in to teach again when I'm there on time.
Love the kids, man.
Thank you for covering me the other day.
I got your back, bro. We were worried, so I got your back.
I was late, dude. I thought class started at a different time. That was the first time I messed up in 5 years.
What was that, the time when the time went back?
No, it wasn't the time when the time went back. I was not even that. I don't even have an excuse like that.
They added a new class. And
we added a new class, and I came at the old class time. And I came early for the old class time, thank God, or otherwise I would have been, really late. But I appreciate you stopping in, man. That was huge.
No, I got your back, bro. We're good. That was Kate, and then Kate asked me, too, because if I would have knew if that class started at that time, I would have, jumped right in there. But
once again, I apologize if you were in that class. I'm really sorry. This never happened before. It's the first time I've even been late without coverage. But that's all we got for today. Thank you so much, Sean Felton. Check him out at the gym if you're interested in training. Make sure you get an appointment with Sean. He sells a membership, so he makes a little bit of commission off of that too. Plus, it's the best workout you can get when you go in there. You don't want to be working out with, no offense, but you'd rather work out with Sean than Kate.
And if we hurt your feelings during this hour and a half, oh well.
If we hurt your feelings, we meant it.
Oh well.
Oh, pair of balls.
Yeah, except for Ray about selling the
Deal with it.
Please don't arrest Ray in my neighborhood. I'm being in a lot of trouble. All right, thank you guys. I appreciate y'all.
All right,
it was fun. It was really good. It's finally gone. Jeez.
Finally, we can take our mask off.
Oh.
Woo. I mean, I don't even use protection for sex, but when the guests come, I got to put on a mask for protection.
We appreciate you, Ray. Thank you very much for taking one for the team.
Oh, no problem.
I'm surprised you didn't poke a hole in it like you normally do.
Oh, man.